Okay, students. Today we are going to respiratory system of human. The human respiratory system consists of number of organs and parts are there. We are going to some of the parts of the human respiratory system. So first, when we goes to the respiratory system of human, the external nostrils are there. External nostrils means just the opening of the nose. Nose opening is we call as external nostrils. So we have two external nostrils are there. These external nostrils leads to nasal chamber. So this is nasal chamber. So where these nasal chambers are present? Nasal chamber are present just above the mouth. So in the roof of the buccal cavity, there is a palatin is there. So palata is there. Palata is again divided into two. The anterior part is known as hard palatin and posterior part is known as soft palatin. So this nasal chamber is present above the palatin. So the nasal chamber is separated by nasal septum. It is made up of a hyaline cartilage. So next, the nasal chamber is again divided into three parts. They are known as vestibular part. Vestibular part is the anterior part, just inside. That anterior part is called as vestibular part. We can easily see this part. This part consists of hairs, sebaceous gland, etc. are there. So there is a vestibular part. This is a small area present just anterior to the nasal chamber. And its main function is to prevent the entry of dust particles. While we inhale air, that air containing number of dust particles are there that want to filter with the help of this hair and sebaceous gland. The next part is called as respiratory part. This part is made up of pseudo-stratified ciliated epithelium. And this area also containing globular cells. These globular cells help to secrete the mucus. So this area containing ciliated epithelial cells are there. Globular cells produce mucus. This helps the conditioning of the air. Air conditioning is helped by these ciliated cell and globular cells. Then the nasal chamber is a cavity. The cavity is supported by three thin twisted bony plaques are there. That is totally we called terminals or nasal conchae are there. These bony plates, the superior one is there, middle one is there, and inferior one is there. Next part is we call as olfactory part. Olfactory part is made up of olfactory epithelium. It consists of olfactory mucosa there. The olfactory epithelium is otherwise called Skinnerian membrane. So these membranes help to detect the sense of smell. And this area also containing Bowman's gland is there. Bowman's gland's function is to secrete mucus. This mucus can dissolve the odors and we can easily sense the smell. That is helped by Bowman's gland secretion also help that. That is the part of nasal chamber. Next part is we call as internal nostrils. The nasal chamber open into the pharynx. That opening part is we call as internal nostrils or otherwise called internal nares. The next part is called pharynx. Pharynx is the common opening for both respiratory, then ear and buccal cavity. So we can divide this pharynx into three: nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. So first we go to nasopharynx. It is the superior portion of the pharynx. Here the internal nares. Internal nares means the opening of nasal chamber. Then eustachian tubule. Eustachian tubule means the eustachian tubule which is coming from the ear. There is a middle ear. Both are opening in the pharynx. That is we call nasopharynx. This nasopharynx is placed just above the soft palatin. Soft palatin is the posterior part of the buccal cavity. Then oropharynx. Oropharynx is the intermediate portions. That is middle portions. So middle there is an opening known as oral cavity. Oral cavity means the mouth, buccal cavity is opening into the pharynx. That opening is we call as oropharynx. Then inferior there is a laryngopharynx is there. This is the inferior portions. It consists of two opening. Okay, first one is we call as a glottis. Second one is we call as a gullet. Gullet is contained as esophagus and glottis is contained as larynx, trachea, etc. So the glottis is covered by a flap-like structure known as epiglottis. While we eating the food, we swallowing the food enter into the pharynx area. The glottis is closed by the epiglottis and the food is rolled into the gullet. From the gullet it enter into the esophagus and move to the stomach by a movement known as peristaltic movement. Then next part is we call as a larynx. Larynx is made up of a cartilaginous it is made up of number of cartilages, so it is known as a cartilaginous box, or it can also produce sound, so it is called as a sound box or a voice box. The wall of the larynx containing 9 cartilage. The larynx is made up of cartilages, so it consists of 9 cartilage. Of this 9 cartilage, 3 are unpaired cartilage and 3 are paired. 3 unpaired means 3 cartilage, 3 paired means 6 cartilage. So totally 9 cartilage. So 3 unpaired cartilage consists of thyroid cartilage, epiglottis. The thyroid cartilage and epiglottis glottis together called elastic flap. It prevent the entry of food into the larynx. Larynx food enter ஆகக்கூடாது அதை prevent பண்ணதுக்கு யார் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவாங்க? This epiglottis helps. And another one is we call as a cricoid cartilage. Then next we goes to the paired cartilage. 3 paired cartilages are there. That is called arachnoid, caniculated. These two caniculated is otherwise known as cartilage of Santorin. And cuneiform cartilages are there. These are paired cartilages. In the case of man, a mid-ventral portion of the thyroid cartilage. Thyroid cartilage is present in the unpaired cartilage. This unpaired cartilage, it has a prominent protuberance, or otherwise we call as projections. That projections is we call as Adam's apple. So inside this larynx, the vocal cords are there. Vocal cord produce sound, so we call it as a voice box. So the vocal cords consist of outer and inner portions are there. The outer portion is we call as a false vocal cord. These false vocal cords are made up of folds of mucous membrane. It is simply served to keep the moist the true vocal cord. This is present above the true vocal cord. Then inner the true vocal cords are there. The true vocal cords vibrate during expiration. While inhalation and exhalation is there, so expiration time the air is coming out. That time it vibrate and produce sound. In the case of male, these vocal cords are thicker and longer, so it produces a low pitch voice. In the case of female, it is thinner and short, so it produces a high pitch voice. A narrow slit-like gap, a space is there between the true vocal cord and the arachnoid cartilage. That is called rigma glottis. Then vocal cord made up of a yellow elastic tissues covered by a non-keratinized stratified commus epithelia. So it cover the vocal cords and it give protections and produce proper sound. So we can go through a diagrammatic of this explanation. So when we goes to the nostrils, there is 2 openings are there. That is we call as external nostrils. Then this is called nasal chamber. In the anterior part of the nasal chamber, there is a vestibule. So here vestibule. So here the hair and sebaceous gland are there. Then this is the large nasal chamber. It consists of 3 thin bony plates are there, superior, middle and inferior. These are separated by a septa is there, made up of hyaline cartilage. Then they are opening into as nasopharynx. That is internal nares. This is internal nares or internal nostrils. Above that there is another opening known as eustachian tube opening. This is coming from the ear. And then below that, the middle there is another opening is known as oropharynx. It is the opening coming out from the buccal cavity. So this is a common opening that is we call as pharynx. Then inferior, below there is another opening, anterior opening is known as glottis, and posterior one is known as gullet. It continues as esophagus. It continues as trachea, bronchi, like that. The glottis is covered by a flap-like structure known as epiglottis. It prevents the entry of food into the larynx. So while we are enter the food enter into the pharynx, it close the glottis by epiglottis, and the food is rolled into the glottis area and enter into the stomach through the peristaltic movement.